Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Mash Debaters presents presents the Three Count is a wrestling podcast. I haven't done this in a long time. Sorry, guys. My name is DeAndre Robinson. I'm here with two people. Casey, how you doing, buddy?
Up, long time no see. It's like it's been fucking forever. But I am glad to be back. I am, for me, I am the host of An Evening Movies, everybody's favorite movie-based podcast where we eat stale popcorn, drink watered-down sodas, discuss all of our favorite movies and why we love them, as well as a whole wealth of other stuff, including being a major part of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network, along with the Sip List, Masturbators, Crushgasm, Men of the Prize, and Love is Black. We're doing great things, and always happy, even if I'm still in a state of shock right now. But next.
All right, Freddie, what's up, man?
I'm Freddie Fisher. I am the head bastard over at Bracket Bastards over on Spotify.
Okay. So we're going to review the WrestleMania, both nights, all matches. Like we normally do, we're going to say a match. We want to rank it from 1 to 15. Yes, there was 15 matches because the Miz matches counts. And we're going to see where we rank them. And I'm pretty sure we have some different rankings. So I'm just saying right now. However, though, just to get the Miz matches out the way, let's do the first one. Let's do Miz versus Shane Slash Snoop. Casey, you're first.
Yeah, that's number 1 for me. It's probably the worst of the two. I mean, Shane evidently blew his whole fucking leg out doing a fucking leapfrog or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even remember. But he literally came down. You literally saw his knee crumple underneath him. It's like, okay, that's all fucked up. Then Snoop comes in and delivers the fucking Snoop people's elbow and gets a 3. Oh my god, it was bad. No, definitely 15. 15. If I could go lower than 15, I would go lower than 15 for that.
All right, Freddie, get it out the way.
I didn't have it at 15. I actually have it at 14. The other Miz one actually was my 15 because at least the Snoop and Shane McMahon one. I don't like Shane McMahon. I don't wish ill on a lot of people. Ric Flair is one of those people that I wish ill on. Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon, pretty much anybody in that family except for Linda and Stephanie, because they're both actually decent people. And so that part made me laugh, and the entire Snoop dropping the what did you say?
Snoople's elbow.
Yeah, Snoople's elbow. That was actually quite comical. So I did enjoy that one.
So it's on me, and I gotta go with Casey on this one. Listen, this was horrible. The botch was so bad. The botch was so bad, and Snoop can't throw a right for save his life. So this got to be 15 for me. It was just horrible. That botch, and God of truth, who the fuck wanted Shane? We didn't want Shane. Nobody wanted Shane. So, God, the last person that
you literally could have picked anybody out of the locker room. They could have brought Maurice out for a Maurice versus the Miz match, and I would have bought that more. Than
I really wanted LA Knight for that.
Yeah,
it's in LA. Come on.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get the other Miz versus Pat out the way. Freddie, you first.
At 15, there's no call for this. Pat McAfee, he was a decent wrestler when he first started coming out, but then the only issue with that is you had Bad Bunny come out after that, Logan Paul come after that. Both of them smashed it and uh, gave the ability, gave the impression that these stars can actually start doing this stuff. And Pat McAfee he's good, but he's nowhere near the top of that. So,
all right, I'm gonna go and 1,000% truth. As this is my number 13 actually. It's not even 14 because there's a match worse than this. I don't give a damn. Nobody said that the match was horrible. We'll get to that soon, but it's number 13. Pat being a surprise wrestler, I'm okay with that. I'd rather him be on commentary. Me personally, if this is a surprise to him being on commentary, I've been much happy. But I mean, it did nothing. It was far better than the fucking Miz versus Snoop Shane, but yeah, this is my number 13. It was hard. Both Miz matches was bad. Casey.
So I think you and I might be on the same wavelength here. So we'll see here in just a couple minutes. But I'm okay more with the whole McAfee coming out for a impromptu match than I was with Shane and or Snoop. Again, you could have picked almost anybody from the locker room to come out for the Shane McMahon match other than Shane. McAfee, like Gray said, I enjoy the commentary. I can be a little bit on the matches, but he's not horrible by any stretch of the imagination. Shane is definitely over the top of the hill, and he's on the way down the backside of the fucking hill. So he needs to fucking just quit and let it go. So yeah, that night one Miz match was my number 13.
All right. Let's get into some actual matches. We're gonna go into the men's fatal four-way. It's on me. This was actually a surprisingly really good match for me. I got this at number 7, so like the halfway point. The men's fatal four-way. It was great. Street Profits won it. And they probably should have. A lot of action, a lot of high flying, a lot of wrestling, spots that was good. There wasn't really any botches. There's a couple like the chemistry was good in that as well. Yeah, I got it at number 7. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Me personally. Casey's on you.
I had it one spot further down than you. I had it at my number 8. For the mere fact that both the match I had at number 7 and then the men's tag team showcase were, I thought, really close quality wise. I actually enjoyed seeing the Street Profits win. I'm hoping that maybe this might springboard them back into being more competitive in the tag team division, or possibly even ultimately getting to that heel turn that seems to keep getting talked about but never delivered. Only for the pure fact that maybe a heel turn might breathe a new breath of life into that tag team. So either way you look at it, though, it wasn't a horrible match. I thought, like Dre said, the chemistry was good. The storytelling was pretty decent. It's a match that I would definitely watch over and over again.
All right, Freddie.
Men's four-way. I had that at number 8. Okay. I wasn't really surprised with the winners, but I mean, I was hoping they'd win because I think they had the best storyline going forward. But it was a spot fest for the most of it, which is why it's ranked as high it is. But there's really no storyline behind it for me.
All right. So Casey, let's do Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio.
So this was probably my surprise of the night match for night one. I didn't have it. Well, I mean, I had it at number 6 overall. There was aspects of the match that definitely made my heart happy. The Eddie Guerrero tribute entrance with the lowrider, and then as soon as he came through the curtain, hitting Eddie Guerrero's theme song before you hit Rey Mysterio's entrance song. I enjoyed that. Honestly, I thought Dom was going to go over in that match. It seemed like obvious. So Ray coming out with the win was probably what help make that match my shock of the night for night one. But it wasn't a horrible match by a stretching match. It pleasantly surprised me, I'll say that. And that's why I've got it ranked at number 6. So,
all right, Freddie.
I have it ranked at number 5 actually. From as Casey was just saying, the actual entrances, both of them had amazing entrances. I loved going back in time with the entire Rey Mysterio type thing. I do feel that they lean on it a little too much, though. I like the fact that they bring them up, but it's not. They bring them up so often. Whenever it come with Rey, it's always Eddie is always in the background too. Period. When they're talking about his story, Dom, his entrance, that was super creative, and I loved it, and it was probably my favorite entrance of the entire between both shows. Like period. For a character that you hate the guy, but you're supposed to. So he's probably one of the best legitimate characters in WWE because you absolutely hate this guy. Hard T on that one.
Hard T.
Hard T. You hate this guy. The match alone. This is one thing I don't like about these stories is that Ray should have lost twice during that match. The moment that he took his belt off, that was a foreign object. There's another time too, like
when his wife smacked him.
Yeah, when his mom smacked him, that was technically interference. He should have lost off a disqualification there. So realistically, Dom won this match
twice,
and then Ray picked up the pin. So I don't know, but I did have it ranked pretty high though.
All right, I guess I'm Debbie Downer here. I had number 8. I got number 8. Fantastic match. Love the entrances. But it didn't wow me. It really didn't wow me. And the person that should have won didn't win. I mean, don't be wrong. People despise Dom, and I get that. But Dom should have won. Dom should have won just like somebody else. Yeah, and just like somebody else in Judgment Day should have won as well. So again, it was a solid match. Storyline purposes, it was a good match. But it was it was nothing spectacular about it. All right. So me personally. All right, Freddie. Seth versus Logan Paul. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
I had it at number 7. I don't I don't mind spot fests. I really don't, as long as they're performed well. Shane McMahon showed us today that spots can be done very, very badly, and he paid the price for that. Seeing what is his name, KSI, who I thought, I really, really did, and this was all hoping for me, that was R-Truth.
I thought it's R-Truth too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not trying to say all people look alike. I'm just saying that it looked like R-Truth. I thought it was R-Truth as well.
Well, and the thing is I don't know who KSI is, so it's like that's not somebody that I would originally think of, and we haven't seen R-Truth for the longest time because he's out on the injury reserve list currently, which means he's hurt, but he could still do stuff like that. And then it's somebody that I've never heard of. It was still really funny watching him get smashed, although it was you could see it coming from a mile away. I'm happy with the winner. I personally think Seth is the next person to if Cody gets screwed out of having another title chance at this current time, or even after he does get it and either he doesn't win it, I think Seth might be the next person to try to take down Roman, because he never actually did get his rematch that he was supposed to get. So,
all right, it's on me for Seth and Logan. I got this number 5. Not the biggest Logan Paul fan. It is what it is. I think he's an asshole prick, and that's just how I feel. However, though, I will give respect where respect is due. He can go. He proved it with Roman. He proved it with Seth. Yeah, he can go. He shouldn't have won. Seth should have won. You can't have Seth losing twice into these gimmick matches. No, it's not really a gimmick match, but he lost to Cody last year, and you can't have him lose again, period. So Seth should have won. So it was a solid match. I mean, it was a solid match. The one big spot when he went through the table with his friend was cool. The buckshot lariat, which in the AEW fans out there, that was cool. But yeah, it was a solid match. It was a good match. I gave it a 5. Cases on you.
So I had it a little bit lower. I had it as that number 7 match. Again, that spot in my list, there's a lot of stuff I felt that is all really close quality-wise. So a lot of these shots are literally like razor thin in between what's better, number 6 or number 7, number 8 or number 9, whatever the case may be. As a whole, I can see the whole people getting tired of the whole Logan Paul thing. I get it. I'm one of those people, but at the same time, like Dre was saying, the guy can fucking go. I think he's got more talent in ring than like your Pat McAfee's do. He delivered a solid match with Seth. Seth is Seth, and he's there's a reason why Seth is one of the top guys in the company right now. So, again, I wouldn't necessarily put it deep into the top half of my greatest matches of the weekend, but it's worthy of being there towards, in that top portion of the pack, maybe closer to the middle of the pack, but it was a good match and I enjoyed it. So hats off to both of them.
Okay. Next match. Becky Leader Trish versus Damage Control. I'm first. This is my 10th best match of the night. I got it number 10. For what it wasn't a bad match. I mean, but it was. So when we did our in the chat, I had Damage Control winning because I'm tired of legends coming back and winning. It's just what it is. It takes from people that actually should be, put over. And Damage Control hasn't won outside of Survivor Series, since then they haven't won a legit big match, and you can't bury them like that, especially back. I mean, especially Bailey. You can't do like that. So I thought the wrong people won. I thought the wrong people won that match. However, it was an okay match. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was nostalgia for older school wrestling fans. So that's my number 10. Casey and you.
Yeah, I had it at number 10 as well. I was hoping for maybe something to happen in that match that might lead to furthering maybe a different storyline going down the road, like maybe to carry into like SummerSlam or something, where maybe, I mean, it's kind of hard with both of them carrying the tag team titles right now. I mean, if you're going to have Lita turn, then you're going to have to take the titles off of both of them immediately. So, I mean, but maybe like Trish turns on Becky instead of Trish versus Becky match at SummerSlam or whatever the case may be. Something to give me something more to be invested in this whole thing. Because when Damage Control came out last summer and debuted, there was a lot of crowd support and excitement behind it. And to me, it feels like they're getting kind of stagnant. And you almost needed something else to help breathe life back into that whole storyline for the match. I'm not saying that Damage Control by any stretch of the imagination is bad, because all three of them are incredibly talented women, and they deserve to have their moment. But there's just something feels off right now with that whole 6 people involved in the match, and something else needed to happen to create some kind of more excitement for me. So definitely number 10 in my book.
All right, Freddie.
Same thing, number 10.
Oh, nice.
It's 10's across the board, and not in a good way. The only good thing about this match, and I'm going to channel Jeremy right now on this one. The only good thing about this match is the attire that Trish Stratus wore down to the ring. That's it. That was the only perfect 10.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Casey. Cena versus Theory.
Yes, sir. 14.
Ooh.
14, 14, 14. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. What in the blue hell was that match supposed to be? It did absolutely nothing for me. It literally, I mean, and then on top of it, it's the kickoff match for the whole goddamn weekend. No, I'm sorry. No. That, again, much like with a
the
different
kickoff match of the entire weekend was the women's ladder match.
The kickoff match for Tyreek was Theory versus Cena.
No, the kickoff match was a stand and deliver.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Well,
there you go.
We're not talking about stand. We're talking about WrestleMania.
No. You said the weekend.
You did. That's the guy say the kickoff match for
WrestleMania. For WrestleMania, the kickoff for the Mania event was that, and I'm not gonna lie, that match literally left me questioning whether or not I wanted to spend the next 2 nights watching the rest of this freaking event. I did, but that match was. I have so many bad things I can say about it. I'll just wrap it up with that match was hot garbage, and I'll leave it for the rest of you guys to throw some of your shade at it, because I know neither of the two of you are going to have much nice to say about it either. So go ahead, as you were.
All right, Freddie.
I kind of enjoyed this match, actually. I am a fan of stupid wrestling. I always have been a fan of stupid wrestling. This is stupid wrestling, but with a twist. Theory is meant to be a heel, and he did some very heelish things in this. I'm shocked they didn't bring up Mike Tyson on commentary. How they didn't, I have no idea, because that was the first thing went through my mind when Theory bit into Cena's ear. I don't get it. They like to mention stuff that happened 30 years ago. That was back in the 90s, so that was like 30 years ago. I'm glad Theory won, but I wish it would have been cleaner than it was. So I don't know. I ranked it at 12 though.
Yeah, I guess I'm nicer than both of you. I ranked it at 11.
Oh well, that was.
Listen. I didn't mind it so bad. I mean, the right person won. Theory should have won. Theory should have won his match. Don't get nobody say he should have won his match. Okay, it is what it is. Again, like I said before, I'm tired of legends coming back and winning in these fucking matches that they shouldn't be in. Somebody else should. You could have put Bobby in this match, and I'll be happy with it. You could have been somebody else. You could have put the other person in Judgment Day. Damian Priest's match. I've been happy with it, but you decided to do a legend again, and it bit you in the ass. But it wasn't the worst match. Nowhere near the worst match outside the matches in here. It was just. First of all, it was the first match, so it had that dishonor to be a first match, because there's far better matches right afterwards. Night one was far better than night two. And then you have like stupid shit like biting the air and cheating, all that kind of good shit. It is the low blow, all that kind of good shit. So solid match, but I give it a number 11, me personally.
The thing with the reason I'm glad Theory won, but I wanted Cena to win because there's a whole bunch of free agents out right now, and Cena doing an open challenge tomorrow night, if he would have won, there's a lot of people that could have come through the curtain. The two that come to mind for me most would be Jay White,
hopefully,
or Matt Cardona.
I would love to see Matt on here. Matt is very underrated. Woo,
yeah.
No.
But
either one would have been a hell of a damn night after debut on Monday Night Raw.
But you know that's not going to happen with Theory though.
No.
So if that would have been the only Cena thing, I mean, you could still have Jay White and Matt Cardona not really debut, but come in different ways. But that would have been a perfect way to do it. Especially the history between Zack Ryder and Cena. And you could revisit that entire, not really revisit, but look back on that entire storyline. It's like this is long-term booking, I guess, and just to prove that Matt Cardona is not Zack Ryder anymore. He's a completely different beast.
A whole different beast. He deserves everything and more if he comes back to WWE. With that being said, though, obviously we're not at WrestleMania. It's in LA. However, though, I'm going to relive my wishes going to the show right after WrestleMania. I'm not going to Raw right after WrestleMania. I'm going to SmackDown after WrestleMania. That SmackDown is coming. It's in Portland. Got my tickets. It's stay high up there, but I got my tickets, and I'll be there on Friday. You know, so that's amazing. All right. Also, WrestleMania is going to be in Philly next year, and I'm from Philly, and there's no way in hell I'm missing that. Definitely going.
Start saving your money, dude. Those tickets are expensive.
Oh no, but as soon as they pop out, Emily's going to buy night 2. I'm buy night 1. I'm going both nights. If I'm flying all across the country, I'm definitely going both nights.
Well, and if it's true that WWE is being sold, those tickets may actually. I don't know what the ticket prices are going to go with, because the entire thing's in flux now.
Yeah.
So
well, we'll see. But I know for a fact that I think it's in either September or November. Those tickets will be sold soon. Sorry, be sold.
Good.
All right. Damn right. All right. Anyway, Freddie, Women's SmackDown Championship.
Number 3. I enjoyed this match. I really did. Like, I'm not a fan of Charlotte. Better than her dad, but it's still that's like being the smartest kid on the short bus. It's not that much of a feat. But Rhea, it's Rhea's time. She's really, really good. That finisher, the riptide from the top. I mean, from the middle rope. You've seen it coming like a mile away, but still, it was freaking great. The match, the entire match, the ups and downs and everything else, it was really well told. The entire storyline was fantastic. The going back to the COVID era, to the global bastard, and telling that story again about how she wasn't ready and went back in today's. It was a perfect story, if not a perfect match.
Okay, for people that's going to listen, and people that are listening live, they're going to think about my damn mind, but it is what it is. This is the best match of both nights. This was the best match of both nights. Now, don't get me wrong. When we get into the match that everybody's going to say number 1, I can't listen. There's an argument for that. However, though, but that's more based on story than match. The actual match for this was fucking amazing. This is the best match of the night. Chemistry, moves, spots, everything you want in a fucking match, men or women, was in this match. Hands down. Kickouts, surprises, all that good shit. This was, like Freddie said, damn near a perfect fucking match. This was the best match of the fucking night for me. The SmackDown Women's Championship was fucking great. You got Charlotte Flair, who's probably, if not the best, one of the best wrestlers of all time. And then you got Rhea, who's the best now. God's truth. So that shit was amazing. So this is my number one for me, period. Casey.
I had this honestly at number 5. Not that it's a horrible match. I agree. I actually enjoyed this match more than I enjoyed the Raw Women's Title match. Honestly, I think honestly Dre was 100% exactly right. Though the chemistry was right in this match. The spots were right. There was surprises. There was false finishes. There was everything you need to create drama in a match, and at the same time entertain the fans. So my hat's off to both women. That, like you guys said, the spot at the end with the riptide off the top rope or off the second rope, whatever the case was, a little bit. You saw it coming a little bit from a mile away, but it was still huge. And there needed to be a demonstrative way for Rhea to officially put that nail in the coffin and say, bam, you're done. It's my time now. Give me my belt. Let's do this shit. And that riptide off the ropes was that move for me. So great match. Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So,
all right, and last one,
number 5.
Last one from cool. Last one from night 1 is to tag team championships. It's on me first, and again, Emily. Emily she's new. My fiance Emily is new to WWE and watch wrestling, and this match made her cry. I'm not gonna lie, it did. But it made a lot of people cry. You see the stands there, everybody's crying in this match, and that's one of the reasons why I got at number 2. This match was fucking fantastic, and it probably would have been number 1 if it wasn't for the SmackDown's Women's Championship match. The reason why number 2 is it's more story driven, like the story made it good instead of the actual match making it good. And the actual match was fucking fantastic, by the way. I'm not saying it's not, but the story made that shit good. The people were crying. You saw tears. All right, people were crying. It was fucking fantastic. And this was a demon perfect match as well. It had close call, 3 counts, 2 counts. Sorry. The one thing I didn't like, and the reason why the SmackDown Women's Championship got above it, this was just a damn near a squash match until the end. At least with the women's championship match, that was back and forth. You never know who's going to win. And in a tag team match, the Usos whooping the ass for a good 3/4 of that match, and then at the end, three hula kicks later, and shit's over. It's still number 2 though. It's still a better match than everything else. I just think that the women's championship match was a better match to me. Casey's on you.
I'm probably the same as most people who are going to listen to this, or most people who have an opinion on wrestling, and I had this at number 1. And honestly, I was hoping it would be unseated at number 1 by a possible match that would happen on night 2. But storyline, this match was the ultimate culmination of that entire Sami Zayn, Bloodline, Kevin Owens, all of that storyline that has been playing out for the better part of a year. So there's been a lot of, waiting and wondering, and is Sami going to be the one to go to Mania and dethrone Roman? Is it going to become a triple threat match? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? There's always been all of these questions, and finally we get to night 1. No changes, nothing. Tag team titles, Sami and KO versus the Usos. I thought it was a really well done match. The storyline and psychology for everything worked really well. The fact that the Usos whooped that ass for 90% of that freaking match, and then you had the ultimate hot comeback at the end by Sami and the 3 haluba kicks. And I wish there would have been more of a comeback than basically just those 3 haluba kicks, though, because that seemed kind of premature to me, possibly. Like, it was almost happening too fast. There needed to be a little bit more with as dominant as the Usos had been. But definitely one of the best matches of the entire weekend for the WrestleMania event. So yeah, number 1 for me.
All right, Freddie.
It is number 1 for me as well. It's a perfect story, perfect match. I don't agree with the entire 90%. I go maybe 75, but that's because the Usos have been a tag team for decades. Like, that's their entire thing. Sami and Owens, they're single wrestlers that are just now becoming a tag team. I don't think they've ever won tag team championships before.
Nope. Well, not in the WWE.
Well, not in WWE. But my point is that they've never won it before. So having them go against 2 highly established people in the tag team division where they know how to tag in and out frequently and everything else. The Usos dominated that match because they kept coming in fresh and everything else, and they wouldn't let Sammy tag um Kevin in, which is why they dominated 75% of that match. Once they got Kevin in the match, that's where that 75% stopped. And then it was more of a back and forth. They got rid of Kevin for a little bit and started focusing on Sammy, which is where the entire emotions and everything else came up with the endurance, never say die, took Kevin's mantra, which is just keep fighting type thing, and went with it. That's why there was tears, is because he went through so much, and those 3 kicks at the end, that's the emotional baggage just being let go, especially to Jay himself, because Jay was the one who, if I remember right, because I have a hard time telling them apart, was the one that hugged Sammy, and then 2 minutes later, super kicked him. So, and then to end this entire thing with 3 kicks, not only 1 but 3 kicks, then the pin. That talk about a weight. That was a perfect story. It was a perfect match. It was a perfect ending, and I don't think they're gonna have a tag team championship very long. I really don't, but it was the best match for the entire weekend. Period.
All right. Well, that was night 1, and night 1 was far better than night 2. I'm just going to say that right now. All right, because you had class after class in night 1, then night 2 said fuck you. All right, but however, we're just going to get into it. We're going to go into Brock versus Omos. And Casey, you're first.
I had that match at number 11. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything at all from that match. I mean, literally, I guess if you're going to start off night 1 with Cena versus Theory, probably the best way to start off night 2 is Brock versus Omas. Because honestly, I had 0 expectations for both matches to begin with. And probably about the only thing of that match that surprised me or that I enjoyed was actually seeing Brock get Omas up on his shoulders and delivering an F5 to finish that match off. I wasn't so sure with how tall that sumbitch is that Brock was going to be able to do it. So definitely hats off to Brock. I don't know what the future holds for Lesnar at this point, but there doesn't seem like there's a whole hell of a lot left on the horizon for Brock. So I'm hoping, hands clean, right off into the damn sunset. Let this be over. It wasn't great, but I don't think it was necessarily the worst thing on the entire event either. So that's why I gave it number 11.
All right, Freddie.
I really, 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 really enjoyed this match for one simple reason. I didn't watch it. I listened to it, but the time period when this match was on, I was taking an extremely hot shower because, again, as I told you when this entire thing started, I wasn't feeling that good, so I took a really, really hot shower. So I was super comfortable during this match. I got out of the shower right about the time for that F5, which granted was super impressive, but I haven't got a chance to watch the rest of it. From what I've heard and read off of Twitter and Facebook and everything else from the litany of wrestling fans the wrestling fans of friends that I have, uh, I put it at 13, which makes it the worst actual match on this entire list.
If there was no Miz match, Freddie B is right. This is the worst fucking match of
That's why I put actual match. I'm not counting Miz.
I gotta count Miz because it was a ref and it was a pin. All the kind of stuff. Those two mid matches was horrible, but those two mid matches wasn't there. This be the worst match of the night. God's truth. And I kind of feel bad for Brock, but I don't because I know he did it for a payday, so he's rich, so it doesn't matter. But he went from main eventing last year to having a dumbass feud with Omas. All right.
The really sad part is that it was either almost a Bray. Bobby ended up feuding with Bray, and then Bray got hurt, or he's not hurt, but he's not feeling the greatest. Mm-hmm. So Lashley ended up winning the Under the Giant. Could you imagine if things went the opposite way, and now Brock Lesnar won the Under the Giant?
Listen, I would definitely be okay if they put Omas and Brock Lesnar in that and let them be in that instead of their own fucking match. This was horrible booking from Vince McMahon. Yeah, I said it. Vince McMahon did this shit.
Vince. This, I'm pretty sure what happened is that Triple H booked night 1, and then Vince booked night 2, just as like, hey, whatever you can do, I can do better. Considering that we're trying to sell the company, we got to put our best foot forward. Night 1 was a solid A-.
Mm-hmm.
Night 2 was an F.
It was horrible.
It was a horrible night. There was a couple matches. Horrible. The only good match on the entire night was the Intercontinental. That's it.
Well, we'll get to that soon, but it was horrible. And that match we just talked about, Brock vs. Omas, was horrible. It shouldn't have been the match in WrestleMania. That was fucking horrible. All right, Freddie. Hell in a Cell. Edge versus Demon Finn Balor.
I have this at 5. And not only because of the match, I personally think I think there were some spots they probably left out because there was a spot involving that ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the whiplash
mm-hmm.
on Balor's head going backwards. That was a messed up spot. Which is why Edge was trying to buy time and getting all that stuff set up. You could tell from his face that that's what he was trying to do. So, but other than that, the entrances for both of them were great. I do really, really wish they would have gotten Christian and Gangrel for that. That would have been perfect. The only issue that I really have with this entire scenario, if they do ever do that, which they're not going to now, because I'm pretty sure this is Edge's last year, I would wish they would do it in like Philadelphia or somewhere on the East Coast,
mm-hmm.
because having an open lit stadium like that, you can't turn everything off in the entire arena to have the real feeling going on. And I'm really glad that they didn't have Bray in there, because you had the sky was fully lit throughout the entire thing. So having
up until like the last match, yeah,
and there's no way they're putting Bray Wyatt into the last match.
No.
So the entire entrance that Bray has wouldn't have worked,
mm-hmm.
because the entire stage would have been, the entire arena would have been lit, not from the lights inside, but from the open dome. So, yeah. So number 5 for me. Oh, sorry.
So this is my number 4. The bump that Finn took was nasty. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm from Philly, so I grew up with ECW, mm-hmm. and I watch and I love AEW. And there's blood in there every single time. So I didn't personally mind it until it actually really hurt him. You actually saw the medical team come in and take a look at him. That fucked him up. So I didn't mind it, and I thought the match was okay. It's a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, they put out all the props. He tried to coup de grace from the top of the cell, which I didn't know there was a spot right there you could stand on the Hell in a Cell.
There's not normally. There's not. There's a camera. If you notice that there's a camera sitting right next to that, just for that spot. That was meant.
Yeah. So
I'm like, where the fuck is he going?
So I didn't mind it. I mean, I do think the wrong person won though.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, legends burying people that should be put over. And Finn, listen, I say about a lot of people on the show, but Finn deserves to be on a different show. Finn on a different show would be world champion. And I'm talking about AEW, New Japan, anywhere like that, he'll be fucking world champion. And Finn is getting buried. I think this is the second or third time in a row losing at a PPV. So
no, he beat Edge and
he lost to Edge and
no, in the I Quit match.
No. Okay, so the match before was Elimination Chamber. He lost to Edge and his wife.
Yeah, but the match before that was the I Quit match at.
So the last two. So this match and that one. Okay. But he shouldn't be losing like this. That's my thing. He shouldn't be losing like this at all. And I think that Finn should have won this match. And that's what it is. All right, Casey. Edge and Finn Balor.
So yeah, I agree with Dre. I had this at number 4. Definitely not one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches that I've ever seen. But definitely by far not the worst Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen either. Definitely that ladder off of Finn's face was very alarming, the way his freaking head snapped back after it connected. But I think for the most part, I think with the way the storyline was built from the day that Edge got booted at a Judgment Day, and they've been building and building and building, obviously, towards this moment. I think for what it was built to be, it was a great match. It told a pretty decent story. I enjoyed it, so that's why I stuck it with number 4. So,
all right. Myself. All right. Fatal 4-Ways women's match. This was horrible. And not because it wasn't match, just because the ending made it horrible. Ronda Rousey didn't step foot into that match until the end, until it was over. She actually did not step foot into the ring until that shit was over. All right, she dragged somebody out the ring, got hit, got bumped, but did not get into the match until that shit was over. And then when it was over, she made Shotzi tap. It wasn't good. But because there's a lot of other matches that was horrible, was a lot worse. Because Pat versus Miz, Brock versus Omos, and Miz versus Shane was bad. I had to put him at number 12. So this one, number 12. Casey.
I had it the same spot. And for a lot of the same reasons that you did. Like you said, Ronda not stepping in the match literally until it was time to lock Shotzi in that fucking armbar. And then literally like 2 seconds later, she's tapping out. It's like there literally was no drama built throughout that entire fucking match. There, at this point, the whole Ronda and Shayna thing, I could honestly give 2 shits about anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. Ronda is in that category of a few superstars where I could care less if they come back and work another match again. I'm done. I'm over it. Move on. Give me somebody who actually cares to be there and cares to actually put the fucking work in on a day-to-day basis, week to week, month to month, year to year, whatever the case may be. But yeah, there literally was nothing entertaining about this match to me, so I put it at 12.
All right, Freddie.
I had it at 11 actually, and the only thing that actually saved it was that last part, because that was absolutely genius. You don't. It's been stated multiple times. You don't have to really be in the match until the end to win it. The only thing you're doing in the beginning of the match is actually hurting your chances of winning it. So that's the entire point. And as a heel, your best bet is to go in at the very end. That's why I tell people, if I was ever in a rumble, the first thing I would do is I would slide in and slide right back out and then go on commentary. I really would. Like, that would be the ultimate heel move. And then when there's like a final four, sneak back in. No rule against it. So as far as that, it's a genius move, but a horrible match. And the only issue, one of the other issues with this is that it was so, when they announced all the people in that match, you knew they were going to win. Like there's no way they wouldn't, because the tag team champions right now are faces. The only other heels they had in that match was Sonya.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck her name is? And
Sonya and Chelsea Green.
Yeah, and Chelsea Green, and they're more of a comedy act at the current time. Granted, they gave the belts to comedy acts before that, but it's just they're more of a comedy act. So if you're gonna have Shonda, which I'm gonna start calling them that, Shonda, as a tag team and giving them the tag team championships, they're gonna end up having to face a face, which is, and since the tag match, the six person tag match was not for the belts, the next person they're going to have to face would be heels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. All right, Casey. IC Championship match.
That match was number 2 for me. I picked it correctly. If we look at my predictions that we all sent in earlier, I just had a feeling in the pit of my stomach that neither Sheamus or Drew was walking out with the damn belt, only for the pure fact that it just didn't feel like there was a purpose for Gunther to drop the belt at this point. I'm not saying that it's not coming sometime in the next 2 or 3 months, but it just didn't feel like tonight was the night that it was going to happen or needed to happen. I still would love to see Sheamus finally get that Intercontinental title reign that he never has had. The match was what it was billed to be, hard hitting. You could see the damn welts on Gunther's chest after the match was over, all bruised up and shit. All of them looked like they were beaten to shit by the time the match was over. Yeah, the match was as it was billed to be. It was hard hitting. It was physical. It was a fight. And it was everything that I wanted it to be in a match and more. So that's why it got my number 2 spot.
All right, Freddie.
It got my number 2 spot as well. The only thing I didn't like about this match was the crowd. Because if you have chops that hard and you're not doing the entire woo afterwards, what the hell are you there for? Like, I don't even like Ric Flair, and I guarantee you, every time that I would see a chop like that and I'm sitting in the audience, I'm wooing, and I'm wooing
Especially
hard.
if you have to spend that kind of money for a ticket.
Yeah, it's like if I'm front row ticket for that, by the way, it's about $5,000 a piece.
It's high as fuck.
Yeah, it is, and most of the front row seats are actually given away for charity. So, that's the really sad part. But yeah, the match was great. I'm disappointed in the winner. If I would have we did our little thing before. If I would have did it right before the match started, I would have picked Gunther to win the entire thing. Because by that point I could tell Vince was booking. But we did it at the beginning of before the show started, and at that point, Triple H was booking the night before. So Triple H is really, really good about a lot of the feel good moments, a lot of drawing back into the past, trying to close up loose ends and stuff like that. They have been preaching this entire rift between Drew and Sheamus, and Sheamus he's just trying to get this last belt. Cena is also missing one belt too. I would love to see him get it. A lot of people don't like Cena, but he's missing one belt as well. It is the Intercontinental Championship. He also doesn't have that. The reason that I chose Sheamus for that is because I thought Triple H was still booking. Before the match started, I could tell Vince if man was booking, I would have chosen Gunther at that point. But it was a solid match, hard hitting, good spots. Gunter's a freaking genius at the end of that, and the entire power bomb onto somebody else, that was fantastic as well. It's my number 2.
This is my number 3. One of the best matches of both nights. I picked Sheamus to win this because I thought Sheamus would win it because he need that belt. It is what it is, and he didn't get it. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. However, though, it was a really good match. The one thing the one problem I have about Gunther, two problems I have about Gunther actually. Two problems I have about Gunther. He's an amazing wrestler. Period. I like Big Gunther better than Skinny Gunther. Just me personally. Big Gunther was a fucking beast, and I love Big Gunther better than NXT UK Gunther. Oh my god, he was a problem. All right. Also, I hate his finisher. It's a fucking powerbomb. It's a fucking powerbomb. It's a fucking powerbomb. It's a fucking powerbomb. I hate that finisher with the passion. And it doesn't feel like it hurts from coming from Skinny Gunther because it's Skinny Gunther. He doesn't look that. I mean, the chops hurt like a motherfucker. I know that's right. But that powerbomb shouldn't put people down. Period. So it's not believable to me. However, the overall match was great. The reason why, this is my theory, the reason why I think that Drew took the loss, the pin, is because that they can't get his contract right. He ran out his contract, I think, coming up soon, and
8 months.
And in his bidding war, and he's not happy about it. So that's why I think he took that the pin. But all in all, it was a good match. It was a fantastic match. I just don't like Gunther's finisher. It's what it is. It's just me. All right, Freddie. Raw Women's Championship match.
Number 9. But that's because I'm not a fan of Belair. I'm just not. Like I don't know what it is. It's just there's something that bothers me about her. And I've discussed this before, and it's probably something that I personally need to get past, and I can't pinpoint what my issue is with her. She's really, really, really good in the ring. She's super talented. Her entrance was amazing. It almost made me tear up because of the entire impact. As a wrestling fan, I know we have somewhat of a problem trying to, not really convince, but trying to explain the reason why we are wrestling fans and how wrestling really isn't this thing that's done in bars and stuff anymore, which it really is. A lot of the independents are, but especially the midget wrestling was a lot of fun. But a lot of this big stream wrestling stuff and how it not only impacts us, but it also impacts the communities, and there's a lot of goodwill and everything else going towards it. And it's one of the things that showed that the match alone. I wish the missed spot would have gone better, especially with the Great Muta being inducted this weekend. Would have been a nice little thing for him. But Belair was the winner from the start. We all knew it. Asuka was just pretty much fodder in this match, and since she came back with her old new gimmick, she's just not really getting a fair shake. So I really wish it would have been somebody else besides Asuka. I would have, if it would have had the same match, I would have chosen like Carmella in this match, because at least if she's gonna get beat, it's enjoyable. So number 9.
It's on me. Number 9 as well. I don't have a problem with Bianca as well. I do have a problem. No, me, and I love Asuka too. I love New Japan Asuka. I love New Japan NXT Asuka. This is where Asuka just watered down, and I don't know if she should have been in the spot right now for me. But the match was a solid match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was chill. Like it was middle. It was playing. I mean, I do love the entrance. Being an African American myself and having a daughter. That representation is everything, and that entrance was fucking amazing. So I will say the entrance, even Asuka entrance, was actually pretty cool as well. So, I mean, I love both entrances as well. It's just the match itself wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad either. It was in the middle, so I'll give it number 9. Casey.
That is the third one because I had it at 9 as well. And I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. You guys mentioned a lot of the same reasons why I have it at 9. It's nothing against Bianca at this point. I, again, love the entrance. The match was good. It wasn't great. I loved Asuka's entrance. The missed spot could have gone better. I do have the question in my head, though. Had this match gone on night 1, would that have been who would have walked out with the Raw Women's title?
Yeah.
Are you 100% sure?
I'm 100% sure about that because Stephanie, who of course is going to have Triple H's ear a lot for obvious reasons, is she has stated before that philanthropy is like the new business model type thing. So if you have somebody who is really, really, who has the ability to get your name out there a lot more, you're automatically going to have a step up. Bianca is the longest running African American champion ever currently. So you have, business-wise, you have a complete community of people who are going to come to watch her continue her entire run. It would be stupid of them to put it on Asuka when she, especially because English is not her first language and she's not really good at it yet, unfortunately. She's getting better. I've seen her videos on YouTube and stuff like that. But it would make a lot more sense to have Bianca on there. Again, not a fan. I don't know why, but it would make more sense to have her there than Asuka. If you have another black champion, you can still have the following, or at least somebody to root for as faces, and instead. So I'm not trying to play the race card on this one. That's
How you see it?
You need to have somebody that you relate to. And as Dre just said, like being what did you say? Something like
Influence
being represented.
Represents everything.
Yeah,
representation's everything.
If you have somebody representing you, you're going to tune in to watch. As a white guy, I don't have to worry about that because there's reputation for us everywhere. We don't have to search for it. That kind of brings up the entire white privilege thing, and I can see that, but it's true. So she is in the perfect spot for that, and she deserves to be there. Not only for that reason, but for multiple other reasons besides that as well. So yeah, I personally think that she, even if it was on night one, she still would have won.
I think she still would have won as well. I mean, night one and night two. I mean, Asuka's not over enough to take that belt from her right now. And you're gonna need somebody. You want to build somebody up really, really fast, at least by SummerSlam, to take that belt off of her. Now, again, I said it in the chat that you really, really gonna need to stop having these long ass reigns. Me personally, Roman is still champion. I mean, we're talking about really next, and I mean to push that on. But Roman is still champion. It's over damn near 900 days, or somewhere around 900 days, some shit like that.
940.
945.
Yeah, 945. So yeah, I mean Bianca has it over this time. Gunther had it over for a long time. Like you really need to stop having these long reigns and build people up to take these belts. That being said, let's talk about the main event of both nights, the Undisputed Championship. I'm first. This is my number 6.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It was my number 6. This should have been higher up. We should be celebrating. Listen, this I'm not gonna lie. We're not in the chipper move right now. I'm not chipping right now because that last fucking match. There's no way in hell. I don't know. And again, and I think Freddie agrees with me. This is Vince's booking. There's no way in hell. No reason why Cody should not win this as well. There's no reason why he shouldn't win this. He shouldn't have won this. And I'm not a big fan of small package wins and interference in WrestleMania matches, especially in fucking main event.
Yeah.
Me personally. And you ask my fiance, I said it word for word. Oh, he kicked the ref. Here come the Usos. Oh, the Usos here. Here comes Sammy and KO. And KO. What I didn't realize because I thought that that's going to help. I thought that was going to help Cody. It did not. They gave it to Roman, and it was bullshit. The match wasn't even fun. They both kicked out each other finisher once, I guess it was, and that was it. I mean, he put with a back body breaker, I guess, a backdrop, put him to a table. That was it. It wasn't a good match. Like match wise, it should have been lower. Story it got higher for me. It's WWE fucked up. WWE fucked up with this. It's me. It is what it is. Casey's on you.
Even for as pissed off and hurt as I am by that finish, I have it at number 3, only for the pure fact that I've been a wrestling fan for 40 fucking plus years, and I should have known as soon as shit started breaking down that that's how the match was going to fucking end. I should have seen it coming a mile away. I still held on to the hope in my heart that clearly the man booking this fucking night of WrestleMania was going to do the right thing and still put the damn belt on Cody. I don't care if he has him drop the damn thing at fucking in Puerto Rico at Backlash. The right thing to do at this, you're not going to recapture this magic in a bottle again a second time. That was the big question mark everybody had going forward with the whole not putting Sammy into the match in some way, shape, or form as another third combatant was, okay, you have this moment in a bottle and you're not going to recapture it again. You're not going to get that magic back with Cody again now. You literally took and built this all up for a fucking year to literally have somebody suck a fart out of Roman's ass for the 945th time in the last 945 days. I don't want to be pissed off and vulgar about it, but at the same time, it's like I'm pissed off and this shit really pisses me off at this point because I'm, like I said before we went live, I'm done with Roman. I'm done. Done is the only word I can think of at this point to describe how pissed off I am. But I felt like there was enough drama to warrant giving it a little bit higher of a damn spot in my top 15. But I, honest to God, was hoping for that moment that would catapult it over the Intercontinental title match, that would catapult it over the tag team title match and make it that number one match of the entire weekend. And the finish completely flushed all that down the toilet. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3. Go ahead, Freddie, your turn.
I have it marked at 6 as well. I'm gonna agree with Dre on this one. I've heard rumors on why they wouldn't give it to Cody at this time is because some people in the back feel that again, rumors feel that his struggle hasn't been enough. Hold up. The reason they give is because he came out as at number 30 and then beat out Gunter, who was number 1 or number 2, one of them. So having a face come out at 30, he didn't really struggle enough to win that. He was off for a year, pretty much, repairing his torn pec. So
purple booby.
He hurt his booby. So having him chase a little bit longer and just trying to make him fight harder for it. I don't agree with that. I personally think that's a cop out at the very least. But
it is because of who booked the fucking match.
I know, and you can tell. There's so many. There are some things I do like about this match. The reason why I was put at number 6. I love the callbacks. This match was so callback heavy. I loved them calling it the rock bottom.
You're lucky.
I love the entire the channeling of his father. That was great. Of Cody's dad. Mm-hmm. Him pointing up. I love the entire thing at the beginning of the match. His kid and his wife in the crowd, and him actually holding his little girl before the match. That was it's what I thought was foreshadowing, and then it wasn't, which made that ending so much worse. It was, dude, if you want to pull at heartstrings like you did on night 1, and you have people in the crowd that are there that are going to be doing that, especially Brandy, because apparently backstage she is one of the nicest people in the world. She's just trying to help people out and everything else, and does as much as she can, even with being a mom. Yeah, I don't like it. It brought Night 2 brought the entire WrestleMania card back from like an A- to like a freaking C-.
It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. So yeah, so those are our ratings for WrestleMania. Night 1 was good. Night 2 was
Hot garbage.
Night 2 is Night 2. Please let us know what you think will be like. What you like about WrestleMania? What you didn't like about WrestleMania? And let us know. So let's do some outros. Oh, before we do out.
Well, actually, Dre, I was gonna ask you guys a couple questions.
Go ahead.
What is your OMG moment of both nights? One moment.
OMG moment both nights. There wasn't really any surprise wins. It really wasn't. So I'm just going with the spot, and the spot that I liked the most probably was when the women's SmackDown match, her finisher from the second rope. So I'm gonna go with that one right there.
Casey?
I was gonna go with the Rhea Riptide off the ropes, but then yeah. I also like the finish of the men's tag team showcase with the Dawkins getting the splash, holding on, and Tez coming off the ropes and hitting that
should
cool.
hurts more than a regular fucking splash.
Yeah, it did.
My OMG moment of the between both nights would be Dom's entrance. That was damn near perfect. Casey, your best performer. Who stole the show?
Damn.
While you're thinking on that, while you're both thinking about that, I would go Sammy.
I was going to go Sammy or probably the Demon Finn Balor. I've been a Demon fan for a long time. I wish the Demon would get utilized more, but I'm glad it doesn't get overused. So the fact that it gets sporadically thrown out there like once every 8 years makes happen when it does get thrown out. So yeah,
there's a lot of
Sammy or Demon Finn Balor.
For me, like who stole the show?
Yep.
Again, I mean, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but going back to this SmackDown, Rhea Ripley was amazing in that match. So was Charlotte as well. And then I gotta go to the tag team as well. The tag team match, all four of those gentlemen went hard as well. But if I still one person, then I gotta go with Rhea Ripley here. Yeah. Personally.
I'll start us off. The best moment, my personal best moment on this one was the pinning of the Usos. That match made the entire crowd cry, except for Dre, because it's Dre.
Dre don't cry.
Dre don't cry.
Dre cries. It's just, I wasn't crying for that because I already knew it was going to happen. If you already know what's going to happen, our friend Harvey said, if I already know what's going to happen, I'm not really going to cry for it. And I already knew what was going to happen. It's like watching an autobiography or a biopic. Any biopic, I know what's going to happen. Like I can't cry on Glory. Like Emily cried on Glory. I can't cry on Glory because I know what's going to happen.
Well, there's certain movies that I've seen dozens of times, and I still cry at the end.
No, there are movies that. Here's the thing: there are movies that I cry. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't cried before. There are movies that I've never cried before, but biopics I don't cry off of because I already know that I don't know most of the time I know the stories.
Tune in through Thursday night for the I Did Not Make These Rankings draft to find out just what movies Dre cries for.
Dre, best moment.
Best moment was definitely Sammy and Kale winning. I mean, that was definitely. Cry no cry. It hit the heartstrings. It went well. That was the best moment for me.
Okay,
I agree, Sammy and KO. If I want to be a little bit different, I'll go with moment of the weekend being Ray's entrance from start to finish. Again, maybe it is overdone and they need to let go of the whole Eddie Guerrero thing, but considering the magnitude of the weekend and the fact that it was Ray going into the Hall of Fame and Eddie and Ray being so close, so closely knit together, that it was a good shout out to his brother from another mother. So that'd be my, unlike the other answer.
All right. Dre, best attire.
I'm not gonna lie. I did love Cody's attire. I did. Oh no, I'll be lying to myself if I didn't say Seth. It wasn't the best attire. It was just interesting, very, very, very interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go Seth Rollins there. And before anybody crucify me, I seen Trish titties. I understand, but I see titties all the time, so it is what it is. I'm going with Seth.
Yeah, Casey.
Yeah, I'm not going with Trish or Lita either. That's one of those things that I've seen enough Trish and Lita matches to know what's there and what they've got. So it is what it is. I get my attire of the night probably, and I don't necessarily know if you consider it attire or not because 98% of it's all body paint, but would be the demon makeup that Balor came out wearing.
I think my personal favorite attire, since Cody is already gone, that would have been my first pick, would go to KSI. Casey, start us off. Best entrance.
Oh, we'll go back to beating a dead horse on that one. It's still, to me, the Rey Mysterio. But again, still, I'm a huge Cody mark, and I love Cody's theme. It's almost the perfect theme for him, and the crowd really gets behind him when the music hits. I love it. And like that entrance tonight, though, it felt like in the beginning when he came out, all right, here we go. This is going to be something special here in the next half hour, 45 minutes. He's going to be sitting there on his knees, holding the damn title in the middle of the ring, bawling his eyes out. Dad up in heaven, smiling down on it. And it got me pumped up. It got me fired up. It got me ready to go. So definitely Ray, and then probably Cody's entrance.
I will be going with Dom on this one. I don't care. That entrance was absolutely fantastic. Ray's was good too, but Dom, that was for what his gimmick is, and the fact that he's a huge ass heel, and that was just a chicken shit thing to do. It was freaking great. I'm gonna go with Dominic Mysterio's entrance. Dre.
So I'm going two different things we talk about as tied for me. Again, reputation, everything. And me having a black young lady that's 1 years old right now, I gotta say, tied for first is Bianca Belair's interest. It's fucking amazing. Howard, though, the most uniqueness and what the crowd loved, because they loved singing this man's song. He came out with the orchestra. Seth Rollins was fucking amazing. That was great.
I enjoyed that.
Seth Rollins intros were fucking amazing. So yeah. So I'm going to tie with Seth and Bianca.
All right, and the very last one is best match, but we've already ranked those. So
yes, yeah, we are ranked those. And yeah, WWE fucked us. Anyway, that's our thing. Stay tuned because our wrestling rankings review will be on this podcast and Master Bidders Recommend Spinach podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. Casey, tell about your podcast, where to find it, what it's about, all that kind of good stuff. Anything coming up?
Well, it's been a while, so I kind of forget what my podcast is about, but just kidding. Yeah, so I'm a host of An Evening at the Movies. My co-host Amanda and I sit down with either ourselves or guests and talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. We eat some stale popcorn. We drink some watered down sodas. It's a great time. We've got new episodes coming up in the very, very, very near future. I haven't recorded in about a month because of my arm and the fact that literally the day after I got out of the hospital, my dad passed away. So I appreciate everybody being patient and not nagging the hell out of me about when we're coming back. But we're definitely within the next probably week to 10 days going to have a new episode for everybody. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but stay tuned and we will let you know. Also part of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network with everybody involved in that. As well as I will be getting back to work on getting season 5 of House watched and finished very soon so we can get back to work on season to season as well. So stay tuned for that as well. Other than that, you can find us on all social media platforms, and that is the best way to stay informed as to what we've got coming up. So thank you, Dre, for having me on, even though night 2 of WrestleMania sucked dirty asshole. But it is what it is, and it was fun being here. I appreciate it, and I am glad to be back fucking recording. It's been a long time, and I look forward to a lot more stuff coming up. So thank you, sir.
All right, Freddie.
Casey and I actually has a little side project going on too, as far as the
I did forget that.
Call. Yeah, you did forget that. Anyway,
it's been a freaking month.
Oh, I know, dude, and I don't blame you. But yeah, we had the entire recasting call. I don't know what the next movie is going to be, but I'm looking forward to it. And other than that, I am Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracket Bastards. The S in Bastards is $. Bracket Bastards, by the way. It's a show where we take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. Everybody on the panel gets a vote. Usually have 3, 5, or 7 people. This upcoming week, we will be doing a special Oreo flavors bracket with a lovely lady that happened upon the bracketology page, which is another page you can find me at, where you can vote every single day on 2 separate polls. Currently, it is the Hollywood Nice List and sex songs, but again, we are doing Oreo flavors next week. For them, it was a class project that they took care of, and we will be helping them out on that. Find me at Bash They Warned You About on Twitter. You can find us all at BracketPod, and on Instagram at all, not one word, Can't Lick Me.
Always laugh at that part. But my name is Deandre Robinson. This is the host. I'm the host of Everything Master Bidders, and we don't do this a lot. I mean, just special occasions for the 3 count. But we are going to try to do some stuff with the premium events or PPVs, whatever you want to call them. But however, though, if you do love match bidders, keep going match bidders. We do the drafts, we do the brackets, 1-on-1s, all that kind of good stuff. My name is Dan Robinson, and we are